Hello everybody. It's been quite a while since I've really posted on X or YouTube or LinkedIn or anywhere really. And that's because I've been deep in thought around what to do and where to go next. Firstly, I want to say thank you. Thank you to each and every one of you that has supported me over the summer. Whether it's been my trip to Alum Rock, whether it's been going to one or two immigration protests, or just generally producing content and building a list of content around topical points and topical events. I am extremely grateful for all of you. And this is an amazing scene on the traditional nationalist right. And it's because I feel such great connection to this scene, to this ecosystem, that I feel I have to make a change of course. The fact is this scene doesn't need another political commentator. It's already inundated with loads of them. And many aren't saying anything new. They're just repeating or regurgitating the same slop that you can get from everyone else, everywhere else. I have absolutely no issue with people who do this. I think it's necessary, I think it's needed, and there is a place for this kind of content. But I have to ask myself, and I have been asking myself this question a lot recently, is this the kind of content that I want to do? That I want to be known for? That I'm in the best position to produce and create? The answer, after much thought and much consideration, is no. My background is business, sales, psychology, self-development, and I've helped hundreds of people develop sales careers, businesses, better lives in terms of their happiness, their health, their wealth, etc. And I feel as though that I'd be turning my back on that ability that I've nurtured over the years. So things on X, on YouTube, as well as my LinkedIn, are changing. And the first change is that I will no longer be creating topical content on YouTube. Instead, I'm pivoting completely into producing content that is about human behaviour, the psychological influences which shape our everyday world, and the tools and strategies the government and larger organisations use to control us, being these psychological tools as well as looking at body language and non-verbal communication skills. The reason for this switch is because I believe that I'm uniquely positioned with my sales skill and my psychology background to produce content that is not only enjoyable to watch, but also extremely useful for our cause. The investigated series will continue, but that is going to be the odd one off. Everything else is going to come to an end, as I'm going to fully pivot into the psychological behavioural videos. The format of each one of these videos is going to be looking at a particular political leader, whether that is Keir Starmer, Gary's Economics, Donald Trump, Elon Musk, etc. We're going to be looking at what they do. We're not looking at what they say. In fact, this channel is going to become quite apolitical. So we're looking specifically at what they're doing in terms of their human behaviour, their body language, and what we can learn from it, so that you can apply it to your everyday life, whether it's politics, work, business, or in any way that you see fit. And like I mentioned before, every so often I will do a video on maybe a nudge unit, psychological tools, techniques that these large government bodies use and utilise as part of what they call choice architecture. Now, choice architecture is ways in which you can nudge people subconsciously without them knowing to make choices which benefit much larger organisations. So the reason why I'm going to be doing videos on that too is so that you will understand these things, and the moment that we're able to know what's happening, power is taken away from these things. So I want to do it so that you can combat these manipulation tactics being used against you and our people. I believe this is going to be a good change for the channel, and it'll be a lot more useful for everyone watching rather than me spouting about my opinion. we live in a time where reactionary content is everywhere. And frankly, I'd rather focus my attention on something that is actually going to help people. If you want my political opinions, they're still going to be on X. I'm still going to talk about politics on X. It's going to be a very broad topic of conversation we're going to keep on there. But on YouTube, it's going to be apolitical, talking about the psychology. Now, these changes are going to take place over the next couple of weeks. So you're going to start seeing dribs and drabs of videos as we progress. So stay tuned for that. The first video is going to be on Keir Starmer and an interview that he did about Peter Mandelson. And effectively, I believe that he either knew about it beforehand or he was stabbed in the back by his people. And I'm able to glean that information from looking at his behavioural and non-verbal body language cues that he does within this interview. And I'm going to go through and teach you how I've picked that up so that you can pick it up too in your everyday life. So, stay tuned for that. It'll be out very, very soon. And until then, have a good day, everybody. I'll see you very soon.